Okay, greetings creatives. How does that sound? Hi there guys. Greetings creatives. Anyway, hi and welcome to today's video. I thought I'd do a flip through of one of my journals, and this is one that when I create my papers for my patrons, I've been creating things from them and putting them in here. So this is just a few of the things. There's, it's not a hard and fast rule, it's got to be in here. I have so many journals that it's just like, okay, which one's to hand? But this one is a main one. Now, for the size, I love the size, and this is kind of like my favorite size, and I like the chunky journal. So this is 6.5 inches by 9, so there or thereabouts. It can be slightly bigger, slightly wider, but this is essentially what it is. Okay, so every month, if you're not familiar, I release a series of papers across my Patreon tiers. Now I do have a free tier. I have and those papers come out, all the papers come out at the beginning of the month. A free tier, a $3 tier, so you have more decorative kind of papers. A $10 tier, so there's even more and more stuff that goes with it. A $15 tier, which we normally have geometric, inspired by nature papers. Okay. All right, and so I will just flip through and share what I've done. I can't necessarily remember the month, though this is January papers, as it says. But with this one, what I did was make a series of tags and a pocket, or 2 pockets. So we had this pocket that I'd made, and it's got all of the papers from that month, and I've kind of like with this one, say this was the black and white version to the papers that I'd done, and I then doodled over it, coloured it in with Pro Marker pens, and then you get a totally different look, especially when you go over. This is what the papers for that month look like, and it comes with lots of tags and things that you can use in your creative project, different shapes as well. So I've left them in here, but I can essentially, when I'm doing a project, I can just come back to here because they're all here. And if I don't have the particular shape that I want because I've used it, I can reprint my papers, and then I attached the papers to card and then just cut out the flowers and made a tag like this. So the overall journal is made from cardboard, but it uses images from my favourite magazine called Stampington, and I've just, where they offer like a free insert where it's usually mixed media papers, and so I've just used it to decorate the inside, cut out any shapes, music paper we've got there. Okay, so that's that page. And then I think this was just an additional pocket that I'd created, but there's 2 pockets in one. And what's this? It's just a tag, yeah. Cardboard button. So again, elements that I can use in any project that I may have. And yeah, you've got these 2 pockets. So this could actually go in a journal itself on a page. So that's something that I made, and then it's just like, sometimes you want to come back and just do a project that doesn't involve any wet media, and so with a glue stick and paper, you can go to your heart's content and do some really nice creative pieces. So this says, future awaits. I'm amazed and delighted to be working in my art journal again. Feels good. It really does. Okay, so this month was February, and I've taken the black and white page that I include, added this, kept it very minimal in colour, and then always, you know, adding words always is a great way to inspire yourself, encourage yourself, and just sometimes you need to just go back into these journals and just look at them, and just, you know, when you was feeling really good and you made the page, you could then get back that feeling, especially if you're feeling kind of off, or you know, kind of a bit lost, not confused, but just it feels like you're drifting. Joy, peace and love abounds in your life. Make the most of each and every opportunity. Let your light shine. And this is a page that I could come back in and do some more doodling, you know, because I've kept it to minimal colours. And then I made this mini journal out of the rest of the papers, and used some of the images that I've created over time. And, you know, kept it as one where I can add quotes and interesting phrases, again using imagery that I've created. And I've also used some of the magazine pages, but I'm going to come in and go over them. But it means that, you know, it's not a blank page that you come into, but you're coming to something which might spark an idea. Page where I could do some writing, some more little tuck spots where I can add, you know, papers. So we got 2 for that one. But every month for a good while, I was creating videos for each of the papers that I was using. This one is just, again, I made a journal out of the papers, so I could just come in and rip a bit out. I stitched them together, and they're all attached there, and then we've got a few tags there with some circles, and I can just, whenever I need them, I can use them. And so one of the things that I did, as I was saying, was I was creating imagery on the pages, so on the black and white pages and the colour pages, and these are the 2 that I made for that month. And I might actually make these available in my Etsy store. I really like the way they turned out, and this was the beginning of my kind of creating figures and doing more of the kind of shapes and patterns on their face, and then all over the body. This is April's. So April, we've got a pocket. So I create a pocket in the journal for the spare pieces, and I might actually go back to doing that, because then it's just a nice space to keep everything together. And then I worked on one of the tags, but I've got other shapes there. And then with one of them I created a couple of birds. So you can create anything you want with the tags, and get just a really unique, not tags, but the papers themselves, and get a really unique look, as you can see. And these were the images I created for that month. And again, these can be cut up, photocopied, cut up, and used aspects of them, like we've got the tulips that I highlighted on this one, where in this one it's these two tulips. I could cut out the tulips, I could cut out the face, you know, do the figure from here, depending on what I'm trying to say in the journal. But it's nice to have. I love creating faces. Okay. Ooh. So this was quite a busy month. This was May, and I did 3, I think, images. First of all, we'll go through, what did we go through first? Okay, so I created a, you know, frame from the papers and stuck some images in. This is an image from the previous year that I gave on the $3 tier. And then this was one from that particular month. And then I've created tags, just a series of tags using some vintage papers, and some that I've created, some stamps as well. And you've got, yeah, just a really nice look. This is from the May papers, one of the images that I did, and that's the other one. This is June, and for June I created this page. You are blessed and highly favoured, you are loved, adored, creative and beautiful. I really do love this page. And then I created just a mini journal, again with some encouraging words. And then I've got 2 pages where I still can doodle. I want them to be outlined like that, so I can still work on them. And then out of that month I created 2 images. So I need to get on with putting them up on my Etsy store. So this is the 2024 papers, and I created, I had tulips this month in October, and for last month, this was July. You can see the tag and the tulips, and then the imagery I created. And I intuitively created the images, so I like to incorporate the flowers in some way, and so I look and see what kind of shapes I can see forming and create out of that. August, is this the last page? Okay, so we've got a few things. I'm not sure, I haven't got the August papers, or unless this is the, oh yeah, this is the August papers. And I've just created a mini journal of the papers that I can either create something in here, or I can rip out the pages and use them. Like, what I like to do is create the faces. So this could just be some short sketches. Like, I can even see one form in here that I could then draw out and then add just a few simple paints, colours, not anything complicated, just keeping it very limited in paints. And then we have these. I usually do write on the back what they're for, unless they are for this same month. Miracles do happen. Ooh, look at this. Come closer. So it's, yeah, just a mini journal, and So I've got just in exactly the same way I was talking about, you know, working in this. I've got some nice just little images in there, very simple, you know, nothing complicated, and some nice encouraging words that I put in there. Dragonfly. And then some of the flowers that were there and just added some words. Psalm 12, 121, 5 to 8. Playing with some stamps, some more, just kind of looking at the page and seeing what you're inspired to do, trying to highlight some of the flowers, creating shapes and just playing really. Got some of my small stamps that I've stamped in here and then just added colour. So this is another space to come and work, especially if you got limited time or you're just feeling like doing something simple rather than a big, you know, 30 by 40 canvas. Okay, and then we've got these that were just made into tags, so it's the same month, and some of the round tags with phrases. I find peace and joy in the creative process. I'm free to explore and experiment with my art. I'm surrounded by endless possibilities for inspiration. I'm a channel for creative energy to flow through. I am constantly evolving as an artist, and my creative spirit is resilient and adaptable. So that's that one. And then I've got another set here. Every month there's tags, different types of tags, and the background papers. So this again is just more tags really, because you can take the tags, put it onto cardboard if you haven't printed it out on card, and then write a note, write an encouraging word or a note, or give it as a gift, you know. So this was taken from a magazine, and just making a small tag and decorating them. Again, if you don't have the background papers, you can find a magazine and look at the shapes. This is a small ACT, but you know, create a small collage with what you have. Okay, so that's that. Oh, and these are some paperclip tags that I was playing about with. I saw somebody online make them, and it was just like, oh, I got so many paper clips. And then I thought, oh, let me try it with some hairpins. I've got loads of hairpins, but it didn't really grab me as a exercise. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Shall we do, we can either do some, actually I want to do the doodling. I was going to say, I was going to do, okay, I'll do both. I will show you just basically on this how I would create a face. If you haven't seen it yet in my, when I'm in my journals, but just on this front page, like, so we've got, this is a tag that I've placed here on the corner, and then we've got a circle tag. But what I can see, this is a water-soluble graphite, what I can see is like a side profile. But she's looking kind of that way. So I would have to, you know, once I get smaller brushes and things, and then we've got the neck and the shoulder area coming kind of like here, like that. And then her hair is actually up and there's an earring there. Mine usually have earrings. and that's how it would start. And then I'd get some water to activate the water-soluble graphite and just make it permanent. It will still lift a bit dependent on how much water you're going to be using and the other paints. So I go round it, and then I might decide, okay, let me we'll just use this one, it's nearest to hand, that's if it will come out. But it's just a craft paint, and okay, so if you don't use your paints, you might lose them. I don't know whether this is, oh, okay, it's just very thick. So what I might do is blot out some of the figure. It will be recolored again, but it's just to really enable me to get the shape. And I don't need it to be opaque. I want to see some of the flowers under there because I might use them. And the ones that I would use, I would actually go round it. I wouldn't paint over it. I would go round it and then maybe highlight it. Okay. And then go do the face. Yeah, so it's very straightforward. Creating the image that you can see, in the sense that you can see certain shapes, and that's where it starts from. Just, you know, what you see rather than what you think is there, or what you think her features should be like, or where they should start. You know, again, it depends what kind of, you know, figure that you're creating. So I mean, like for this one, I can see just in this bit it looks like an eye, and she's looking over there. So I want that to dry a bit more before I get my pen. But I was thinking about a headdress, but that might not go once I add the rest of the details in. So one of the other things I would have done by now is add the black ink, but I'm going to use this black pen. So what I would do is, I can see, it's just like a feeling that her lips are there. We've got her eyes, like, she was kind of like, so her eyes, and then I can see so she's kind of, yeah, looking kind of this way. And then we do the eyebrows. And then you can refine it as you go, as you add colour or... But that is essentially it. And then when I do the I might then add, you know, the colouring, doing the skin tones. Sometimes I like to experiment with colour. So we've got her there, and then we've got the eyelids and the eyebrows. This is still slightly wet, so I don't want to damage my pen. But yeah, that would be it. And then I might say, okay, I like this flower, I'm going to keep that, and so I would go round it, and I might keep this one as well. Let's just open it out to see. This is the back of the piece, but I might say just go round it to identify the one that I want to keep. And what I might do from next week is in the next journal, looking at the art journal, I might do another figure, but do it from start to finish, yeah? Because I'm not going to finish this one. Okay, so that's that. So I do hope you join me next time, next week's session. And as I say, we'll do a journal from start to finish, or I might even finish this one and add another one, and maybe work with some of the pieces that we've got loose in here that could be on a journal page rather than, you know, I'm still trying to find different methods of storing my tags and papers, but I've yet to find it, so this is where they are for now. Oh, hold on. So even that could go on it. You could do, from the papers, you could do like clothes and things like that. Anyway, so I'm going to leave it there. So I hope that you found that useful. Do come and check us out on the free tier on Patreon. And there's a whole load of digital downloads that you can access, look in our collections, just spend some time, you know, taking a wander through it. And you can also sign up for a 7-day free trial of the $3 tier. And there's, as I say, lots more videos, papers, and just come and hang out for 7 days. Let me know what you think. And yeah, just have some fun. So take care for now, and I will see you soon.